Hello, welcome back. In our last video, we looked at how to create our HTML file. So we created our HTML file and we designed our first website. It wasn't that nice, but then we've designed the website technically. So today we are going to look at the HTML tags and elements. So HTML is written in the form of HTML elements consisting of markup tags. These markup tags are the fundamental characteristics of HTML. So just like as I was explaining in the previous video, when you pick an English language, you use the English alphabets. When you pick a German language, they have their alphabets. So when you pick a German language, the alphabet that you might find in German language, you might not find that same alphabet in an English language. So that's the uniqueness of a German language and an English language. So the same technique also applies here. So with an HTML language, we use what we call the characters, and the characters are made up of markup tags. So every markup tag is composed of a keyword surrounded by angle brackets, such as the HTML tag. You have the angle bracket around it, the head tag has its own brackets around it, so as the body tag, the title tag, the p tag, and so on. HTML tags normally comes in pairs, like the HTML opening tag, then the closing tag. The first tag in the pair is often called the opening tag or the starting tag, and the second tag is called the closing tag or the end tag. An opening tag and a closing tag are identical, except a slash after the opening tag brackets of the closing tag. So when you take the HTML tag, the opening and then the closing is the bracket which comes around it, but in the closing tag, you have a slash after the opening tag, after the opening bracket, have a slash HTML, then the closing bracket. To tell the browser that the command has been completed, so in between the first and the start and then the end tag, you can place appropriate content. So for example, a paragraph which is represented by the P element is often referred to as, so you have a P tag which is a paragraph tag, then inside your P tag, well, this is a paragraph, then you have your closing tag. Okay, so let's look at what HTML elements are. So an HTML element is an individual component of an HTML document. It represents schematics of the web page structure. For example, the title element represents the title of the document. Okay, so in our first code, we wrote some title. We use the title tag inside our web page. When you check on line 4, you have your title tag. But then we didn't see any a simple website on our web page. So this is where the title tag appears on the web page. So you can see there a simple document. So that's the title tag. A lot of websites that you might visit, you might see the same tag over there. So this is the Zoom website. So when you put your cursor on the Zoom website, you see there is what download for Windows Zoom. So that's the title tag. So even with this professional website, they still have what their title tag inside the website, which is what download for Windows Zoom. So that's their title tag. So the title tag, anytime you use the title tag, it describes set a title for your web page. So that's what we have there. Okay, so most HTML elements are written with a starting tag or the opening tag, and an end tag or the closing tag with content in between. So elements can also contain attributes that defines its additional properties. Okay, so what this means is when we wrote our HTML tag, we added an attribute to the tag to define its property. So this attribute is the language attribute, which is what language and then English. So whoever this helps in translating. Seriously, a lot of websites when you visit, like we have Google Translator, which can translate your website from English to Chinese or whatever language, with the help of the English attribute you have to add to the HTML tag. So whoever picks up this code, or whatever browser or server that picks up this code, when it's been interpreting it, so okay, well, the language written in this HTML file is an English language, and then to know how to display it on the browser, or when it comes to translation, to know how to translate it from different language to the other. So we have here, for example, a paragraph which is represented by the P element will be written as, so you have your P starting tag, we have a class which is an attribute. We will be working with class when we start doing CSS, that's cascading style sheet. It's also a language. We'll be looking more into class, how to apply a class to an HTML tag, and then the value of the attribute is what, full, and the content for the P tag is what, this is a paragraph. Then you have your closing tag. So note, all elements don't require the end tag or closing tag to be present. These are referred to as empty elements, self-closing elements or void elements. So the asserting element to which means out of the tag that do not have the closing tag. We'll look at those ones too as well. Okay, so let's look at the difference between elements and then tags. So technically, an HTML element is the collection of starting tag, its attributes, and end tag, and everything in between. So all this content, all this makes up the element. Sorry. So from the starting tag all the way to the end tag, with the class and the content makes up the element, and then the tag is just the P opening and closing that you see. Okay, however, in common usage, the term HTML element and HTML tags are interchangeably. For simplicity's sake of this website, the term tags and elements are used to mean the same thing. So, but then we'll be sticking with the HTML tag because that's what we'll be writing. We describe the whole tag as the element, but then when you are actually putting it in coding, we say what, opening tag, closing tag. We stick with the tag description. Okay. So look at some of the empty HTML elements. So empty elements, often called self-closing or void elements, are not container tags. That means you cannot write anything in between that tag. So let's say with the HR tag, that is a horizontal tag. It just has the opening tag HR, and then it's rendered it on the browser. I'll show you an example of it. And I have the BR tag, which is the break tag. So you actually have a BR, just like a paragraph. You don't do P tag, then the content. So we don't do the BR tag, the content, and then the closing BR tag. It's just BR, no content in between, no closing tag. So those are what we refer to as what, empty elements. A typical example of an empty element is so some common empty elements are the IMG tag, which is the image tag, input tag, the link tag, the meta tag, the HR tag, and etc. We will be writing all these codes as we progress. So you can have the P tag. So this paragraph contains then the BR, a line break, then you have your closing tag. So let's see how it works. So inside our p tag, we can come to the next line and create another p tag again. Oh, sorry, man. Okay. Mind you, let me explain this thing to make that pop up. Anytime you do a p tag, an opening tag, and you don't add the closing tag, okay, I think it is fixed. So anytime you do an opening tag and you don't add the closing tag, your code turns red. So whenever you see your code turning red, it means you've not added, your tag is not complete. So be very mindful of it. The tags inside the bracket etc. Your complete tag turns blue. But if you don't close the tag, it turns red, reminding you that what you have certain tags which are not closed. Or there's of course when you are using a tag which doesn't have a closing tag, the browser knows that the text editor knows that what this is a closing tag. So to ignore the redness of it. So let's put in the closing tag and then let's see how this one works. Okay, so you see what this paragraph contains, then bring our BR tag. It doesn't have a closing tag. It doesn't have any content in between. So you see this paragraph contains BR tag, a line break, full stop. So let's save. Okay, so anytime you make changes to your HTML file, you see a dot beside the HTML file. So when you save it, the dot disappeared. So you first have to save your document so that the browser will know that the text editor will know that you've done some changes. Then you can preview it. So once you have your lightning bolt, which is what. So when I click on it, it will actually disconnect the live preview. So I can just come to my page and you can see it automatically refreshes the page for you. So you can see from here what this paragraph contains a line break. Okay, so when you pick up your editor, you can see from the first line of code on line 7, we were not having the line break, so the paragraph was in full text. So you can say hello world, welcome to your first website. But on line 8, using the same paragraph tag, when we added the BR tag, which is what break, it went to this paragraph container, then breaks down the line towards a line break. So you can see this paragraph container, a line break. So yeah, so that's what. So that was the browser picks up the codes, interprets it, and then present it on the web page. Okay. So we have other tags, that's the MIG tag. So the MIG is used to represent an image on the website. So we'll be working more with it. I'll show how it is being done. Then we have the input tag, then its attributes, and then the value as well. Okay, so let's look at the nesting HTML elements. So HTML elements can contain many number of further elements, example empty elements, which are in turn made up of tags, attributes, and contents or other elements. So the following example shows some elements nested inside the p tag. So inside the p tag, you can also put another tags inside the p tag. So we are putting a tag inside a tag. It's allowed in HTML. So just like how I put a b tag, the b tag inside the p tag. So let's see how it works. So you can have a paragraph tag, and say what I am learning how to design we bring another tag inside the p tag. We use the b tag, which is what bold, and inside the b tag you see what website. So we have a tag b tag inside the p tag. So the p tag is the paragraph tag and the b tag is the bold tag. So let's save it. Let's come to our live preview. We are using a live preview in order to avoid refreshing the page. If you're not using a live preview, that means anytime you write the code and come to your browser, I just come and refresh the page so the new code will be interpreted and be displayed on the browser. But when you're using a live preview, immediately you save, the browser automatically refresh and then you see the changes taking effect. So you can see I am learning how to design a website. So the website is in bold tag inside the p tag. So that's what we refer to as nested tags. A tag inside another tag. Okay, so there are a lot of them. You can pause the video and try them out. So you can have the emphasis tag inside the p tag, the mark tag inside the p tag as well. You can pause the video and type out this code inside the editor, just as I tried the first example, and see how it works. Okay, so HTML tags should be nested in the correct order. They must be closed in the inverse order or of how they are defined. That means the last tag and open tag must be closed first. So you have your open and closing p tag. Then inside the open and closing p tag, you can put in your strong tag before the content. So not the opening tag and then the opening closing tag, then the content, then the closing p tag, then the closing tag. No, inside the opening and close tag, then you put in your opening and close tag inside it. Not there. So you don't pick two tags, put down the opening and closing tag for that two tags, then inside of and your content, then later bring the opening and close tag. No, it doesn't work that way. Okay, so let's look at writing comments in HTML. Comments are usually added in the purpose of making the source code easier to understand. So when you say source code, once you write down your code, they are referred to as source code. You can come back anytime to make changes to it. It may help other developer or in the future when you edit the source code to understand what you were trying to do with the HTML. Comments are not displayed in the browser. An HTML element begins with, so you have your less than, exclamation, double dash, and ends with double dash and then the greater than sign as shown in the examples below. So let's see how the comment works in an HTML. So you come to your editor, so you have your less than, exclamation, dash there, then you write your comment. So let's say I stay at Accra. Like for design purpose, your document should be descriptive of what you are doing. This is an example. Then you close your comment tag. Okay, so this is your comment. So when you save this and you head towards the browser, you don't see it. You don't see any I stay at Accra on your website. When you refresh the page as several times you want, you not see anything. So what this means is what the browser knows that what you've written on line 11 is your comment. and comment don't appear on the page. It's just for you, the developer, to know that, okay, suppose you are having up to line 500. I have certain projects which I have up to line 500. So you have to make a changes. You have to make some changes. You'll be scrolling through your whole project. You won't find where the error is coming from. But if you have comments in your code, you know, okay, from this is the head tag. This is the section where I put in the slide. This is the section where the user can register. Then you can easily identify which section where the error is coming from, and you can fix it. But then when you try to view when you want to view the behind the scene of this page, right click on the browser. Just right click on the browser, come to view page source. So I click on view page source. You see what this does it. So this is the main page, what is visible to everybody on the browser, and this is the code that you're creating. So just like you writing the code in the text editor, the browser actually picks the code in the text editor. So that's what we have here. Picks the code. The browser picks the code in the text editor. You can see you still have your tags and everything in tags over here. The line numbering are all the same. It picks up the code, interprets the code, and then shows its sliders for everybody to see. So when you go to any website at all that you visit, you see it's very neatly done. When you right click on the page and you go to view page source, that's where you see all these codes. That's where you see all the codes. So the browser picks up the code, all this code that you are seeing. The browser picks them up and then interprets the code, then show it to you very nicely. So you can see from here, you can even see the title tag here. So you can see on line 4, you can see the title tag, download for Windows Zoom. So that's the title tag on line 4, and that's exactly what is shown on the page from where everybody is visible to everybody. You see how great it is. So you write your code, the browser picks up the codes and then interpret it. Okay, so that's just for an example. Yeah, so when you write your comments, the comment don't appear on the web page. It's just for you, the developer, to get more understanding of your website. So in the near future, if you want to make any changes, it's very simple for you to make changes. Know where your error is coming from, or know where exactly you want to make a change. So you go to that section and you can make any changes that you want. Okay, so now let's lecture. I'm going to look at the HTML attributes and how to apply them to the HTML tags. See you in the next lecture.